Hi everyone, a warm welcome to SGTech's webinar on From Signing to Savings. My name is Ying Ying, I'm from the SGTech team. The webinar today is co-organized by Govtech and Netrust to equip you with the knowledge on how you can streamline your workflow and eliminate paper-based signing processes. Govtech and Netrust will share on the differences between electronic signatures and the digital signatures for you to learn how to implement these solutions into your business applications. There will also be a product demo on how you can use the digital signature and sign with SingPass. A gentle reminder to all that this webinar will be recorded and uploaded onto SGTech's YouTube channel. There will also be a moderated Q&A session after the presentations. So please type your questions in the Q&A box and we'll address them at the end of the presentations. Here's our agenda for today. We'll have 3 speakers. A welcome address by SGTech Cybersecurity Chairman, Mr. Dutch Ng, a keynote by Govtech Senior Product Manager for Sign with SingPass, Mr. Teo Ming Wei, and lastly, a presentation and demo by Netrust Business Development Director, Mr. Aaron Fu. So just a gentle reminder again, we'll be conducting a poll after the presentations and giving out 50 times $5 Grab vouchers to the first 50 respondents for the poll. So do pay attention throughout the session and stay till the end to answer the polls and stand a chance to win these Grab vouchers. Finally, we'll have a Q&A session moderated by Dutch. Okay, so without further ado, let's introduce Cybersecurity Chapter Chairman, Mr. Dutch Ng, for him to share his opening remarks. Mr. Dutch Ng, please.
Thank you, Ying Ying. Welcome. Good afternoon to all. It's great to see you and all, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to learn more about digital signature. I'm Dutch, the chairman of SGTech Cybersecurity Chapter. With today's work pace getting faster and more competitive, companies are looking into ways to boost productivities and achieve sustainability in their business processes. In today's session, we'll get to learn the importance of digital signature and the difference between the e-signature versus the digital signature. So to our old friends and existing members of SGTech, it's nice to have you with us again. To our new friends that join us today, who are unfamiliar with SGTech, do let me share with you a brief introduction. SGTech is a premium trade association set up and represent and champion the interests of the tech industry in Singapore. Within the rapid evolving technology landscape, SGTech strives to create an ecosystem that anticipates trends and develop sustainable initiatives to strengthen and grow the industry. Currently, we have more than 900 members ranging from innovative startups, vibrant small and medium-sized enterprises to top MNCs, whom we are representing and articulating any technology industry concern to relevant authorities and stakeholders. SGTech strives to create an ecosystem that to strengthen the community and help the ICT industry to grow. As advocate for industry, SGTech serves as an active voice for the tech industry by actively and responsibly advocating for change while remaining a trusted and respected partner of the government. SGTech contributes to tech industry growth and transformation through national programs and initiatives that drive and enhance the Singapore economy. There are 3 key roles about what we do: a business enabler, neutral platform and aggregator for the tech industry. We have various platforms that create opportunity for our members. A responsible voice. We run sessions with various government industry to provide feedbacks and give suggestions on how to help the industry. As for industry insight, we provide knowledge and intel on updates and news so that members will be more aware of the rapid changes that they can adapt it quickly. To coordinate the needs of the subsector within the ICT space, we have formed industrial chapters and committees to support the strategic and emerging sectors. We have classified our chapters into tech verticals and non-tech horizontal. Under the tech verticals, we have AI, high-performance computing, cloud and data, cybersecurity, and for non-tech horizontal, we have digital transformation, Singapore enterprise, and smart nation. Company that can join EduTech as a member can choose which chapter they prefer to involve in. Each chapter will plan activities, initiative to engage their chapter member and the industry. EduTech do also spin off with committees that cater for emerging industry needs. For example, 123 Jumpstart Committee cater for young startup companies. Gaming and education technology are gaining traction. We have also formed 2 committees to cater for such needs. Other committee has been in place are blockchain, data center, data protection, government procurement, SME Go Digital. I believe a lot of you know that, and also talent and capability committee. New chapter and committee will be launched in response to the technology industry continued growth and the needs. If you'd like to know more about EduTech, please write to us, the Secretariat at membership@edutech.org.sg. I also like to thank our partners, especially Singapore Business Federation and Singapore Manufacturing Federation, for supporting this webinar. I hope that you'll find this information helpful in your business operation. I wish you a fruitful webinar ahead. Thank you. Ying, over to you.
Thank you, Dutch. Just a gentle reminder to all, you can type your questions in the Q&A box if you have any for our following speakers. All right. So our first speaker next up will be Mr. Teo Ming Wei. He's the Senior Product Manager at National Digital Identity Program at Govtech. Sign with SingPass is one of their products and is one of the Singapore's first 5 Smart Nation strategic national projects announced in 2017. As the product lead for Sign with SingPass, Ming Wei oversees the management of the service to enable simpler transactions for residents, businesses, and government agencies. Prior to joining the public service in 2017, Ming Wei held several application management roles in the financial and technology sectors. Let's welcome Ming Wei, please.
Hi, yeah, Ming Wei here. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, thank you for the introduction, Ying. So I'm Ming Wei, and I'm from Govtech NDI, the product lead for Sign with SingPass. So before we go into Sign with SingPass in general, we're going to go, it's good to know a bit more about National Digital Identity. So for people who are not aware of it, it is a National Digital Identity, aka NDI. It's a platform that enables a single digital identity to transact with both the public and the private sectors. Okay, so NDI revolves around 6 core product suites, mainly login, MyInfo, verify, authorize, sign, and face. So a quick introduction into this login. So this is something which I think citizens are very familiar with. Is in the past, you use SingPass to log into your government e-services to take a look at your CPF account or IRAS. So we have extended this additional login to a commercial site as well. So you might have noticed that in the recent years, you can start using your SingPass to log into banking websites or even certain services that's not government related. So next, MyInfo. MyInfo is quite, I would say it's quite mature at the moment. You would have probably used it in your credit card application, or if I kind of used it before in my traffic summons as well. So to fill up your personal particulars, and then for businesses, right, you can acquire customers with government verified data quickly and easily. Verify is a kind of asset management, facility access management system, whereby it allows you to quickly identify yourself, verify yourself at physical access like gates or entrances. Okay, it's currently it's used for polyclinics. So authorize allows you to authorize simple transactions on the go quickly and easily without the need for you to go to a particular website to complete the transaction. Okay, sign. So this is the start today. We'll talk about sign in general, but to quickly give a quick introduction is to apply your SingPass signatures onto a digital document. Last but not least, we also have face. So it is a biometrics as a service. What it means here is that it's not really like your SingPass application whereby you can you set up. Sorry, it's not really like your phone application where you set up a face and then you verify yourself. It actually compares the face information with your ICA registered database, giving an additional added assurance over that authentication. Of course, all these 6 products revolves around the use of SingPass Mobile, which will be a must-have app for all citizens in the future. Okay, just before I jump into sign again, I would like to take a quick snapshot on what is an electronic signature. Okay, a lot of times people do confuse the electronic signatures with secure electronic signatures, or aka digital signatures. So in our ETA, our Electronic Transaction Act for Singapore, it enables the broad stroke enabler for electronic signatures to be valid, legally valid. But in the current industry itself, you'll see more of the electronic signature done, I would say, as a fingertip signing or with a login followed by a authentication login followed by an intention, and then it's somehow formulated like that. So such signatures, right, in the ETA itself does not have the legal presumption of authenticity. Okay, and that's why there's a different tier called the secure electronic signature, which has the legal presumption of authenticity. It's because of the way it's formed, the processes that's involved with it, creates that authenticity over that signature itself. So you may ask, so what's so special about this legal presumption of authenticity? It provides a legal presumption that this particular signature is authentic. And if anybody wants to dispute this signature, it becomes the onus of the disputer to prove otherwise. So what it means to you, right? It means that you no longer need to have the hassle of keeping your systems intact, secure. No, I'm not saying that you don't keep your system secure. Please keep your system secure, but you don't have the onus to then, when it comes to any legal dispute, come in and provide all the necessary information, evidence like that. It becomes the disputer's onus to then provide all the disputing evidence and stuff. So sign with SingPass, okay, or other SingPass signatures will be a secure electronic signatures once our NCA is accredited. So to repeat myself again, okay, we offer a secure electronic signature that is under sole control, uniquely linked and identifiable to the signer. So what it means here, what the benefits of it is that you get greater legal assurance. It's wonderful for use cases that always goes into court, you have disputes or high value, high risk transactions. It also provides data integrity in the sense that because of the way it's done, it is a digital signature, it makes the signed documents tamper-proof. Okay, one good thing about SingPass is it gives free digital certificates, and these digital certificates are issued by an NCA, which provides the assurance over the identity. So residents, maybe auntie, uncle, are not required to go and pay for digital certs. So it also provides a seamless digital experience, thanks and no thanks to COVID. I guess I think everybody is very familiar with scanning QRs by now. So to sign a document is also as easy as scanning a QR, review the document details, and authenticate. Okay, we will go briefly into that later. Okay, by the way, it can also be done in a physical or an offline setting. You're not tied to just a remote setting. So it will be portable. Okay, we are looking at other countries and we're looking at industry standards out there to make it a portable version whereby you sign anything. It could be used across different systems. It could be used across borders if possible. Okay, so a quick snapshot into the user journey of signing. Say, for example, you do have a document that you wish to sign, right? And let's say, for example, Netrust sends you a document for you to sign. So if it could be a link you click into and you view the document. It could be a button in the document or outside document, whichever case works. So when you click the button sign, okay, you whip out your SingPass mobile, and instead of seeing in most implementations, they are just probably a doodle, a signature doodle, or for you to sign. If not, type your name. So instead of seeing that, you will see a QR code. Okay, you can use your SingPass mobile to scan, and you get a 4-digit number. This is not an OTP. It's not for you to key in. Neither is it for you to buy 4Ds. But but if you do win, please credit the product itself. But it is actually for the verification of the four digits, and it's for you to know that you are signing on this document. So you may wish to take note that there is no document data that is sent to the phone. There's no document data that's sent to my system. So data confidentiality is assured. So after checking all the information, checking that the 4 digits matches, right? The signer then gives his concurrence to sign. All he needs to do is the same thing as log in, use his thumbprint, his phone biometrics to unlock the digital credential that is stored in his phone. And with that, there you go, you have a signature. So what happens in the back end here is that the digital signature is then sent back to Netrust. Netrust helps you to formulate out the document, put the digital signature into the PDF document. And this PDF document is portable. Okay, you can open it anywhere, with any well-known PDF readers, and you should be able to validate the signature. Okay, so by this time juncture, you might be wondering, so I want to sign with SingPass. If I really want to sign with SingPass, how can I do it, right? So we offer a few ways. Okay, of course, there's an easier way out, which is we work with commercial product vendors such as Netrust, right? For the full list, right, because we have also more and more coming in, please go to our website, right, Govtech website, take a look. So we also offer API calls. So however, because we are a architectural solution, we don't have any UI per se. You may be required to build your own system UI and required to build your own PDF processing modules. Okay, that would be a little bit more work on your side. But if you have a development team and you wish to try this method out, you can also contact us, and we will be happy to work with you and collaborate on this. Okay. So notable for partners that we've been working with, especially on our agency side, we have SLA. Okay, so the STARS e-lodgement ELS LAN caveats use case was the initial pilot for this signing, and it's still pretty much work in progress. It removes the need for physical tokens for digital signing. So as of now, the lawyers, the people who need to sign will have to acquire a token to sign. So it removes the need, and then it can allow them to sign on the go without commuting back to office. So some of them like, I forgot my token, I want to sign this urgently, I have to go back office, right? And this kind of provides a time savings of 40%, not just on the seamless signing, but also the need to have the token. So I will go through a quick video on how it works. Incidentally, the product itself is a collaboration with Netrust. So what you see in the video will be a Netrust video, the system as well. Okay, thank you. So in short, what you're seeing behind is actually the SLA system, and it was used as a demo for this video itself. Okay, so yeah, the next notable partner, if some of you have actually signed some insurance policies with, is AIA. So you might have noticed that the AIA agents may have offered you to sign with SingPass. So it provides an alternative factor for signing insurance policies. It allows presenter signing with a high level of identity assurance. And from what I know, they also allow present signing signing as well. So it provides tamper-proof documents. And you can see from the flow itself, right? The flow starts from a AIA system and seamlessly jumps through the signing and completes at the AIA system. So it can be also done in a mobile format. Okay, to share a bit on the roadmap for signing with SingPass. So yes, I have people coming to me and asking me, how can I sign my marriage cert? It's a bit difficult at the moment because even if you are able to sign marriage cert, I don't dare to say that you the registry of marriage will approve that. So we are taking this from a use case step by step. So we expand use cases to various industries such as the legal, financial, and as well as the mortgage sectors or real estate sectors. And we hope to slowly implement this to get the confidence level for the people to take this signing. So we also have corporate digital signing by next year. Okay. What is the difference between corporate digital signing and individual signing? In short, is that as of now, if you sign with SingPass, you're actually using your own identity to sign. Does it mean that I can't sign on corporate document? Technically, you're still able to, as long as you do the necessary. But however, when you sign a document with an individual signature, it does not provide the connotation of you're from a certain company. For example, Mingwei from Govtech is signing this. So there are certain use cases that require that particular assurance. And what corporate digital signing hopes to achieve is that when you sign a document, you sign not just as your personal, as your name, but also as the company, and you are authorized to sign. So watch for it, it will come. Okay, last but not least, we are also looking at acceptance over cross-border. The beauty of signing, the beauty of interoperable documents is actually at cross-border. So a lot of times we spend money, businesses like you spend money on couriers and sending of all these confidential documents or even high-risk documents. Now imagine it can be done over an email, right? Saving you lots of money and putting away productivity as well. So we are working with other countries, reaching for bilateral agreements or even the system cross-recognition. And we hope to achieve that in the near future. So anybody who's interested to work with us, right, you feel free to register your interest. It doesn't need to be signed. It can be any of the 6 suites of products. Just go to this website, go.gov.sg, engage-NDI. So I have my email address down as well. If you're interested to contact me with regards to sign, only for sign, right, please drop me an email and I'll be happy to reply back to you. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Ying.
Thank you, Mingwei, for the very interesting sharing. Okay, next up, we'll have our next speaker, Mr. Aaron Fu. He's a cybersecurity enthusiast and also the Director of Business Development at Netrust. So Netrust is the first public certificate authority in Asia and the only of such in Singapore. Aaron heads the certificates business unit and is responsible for expanding Netrust's cryptographic products and solutions by providing high-value consultancy for businesses looking to digitally transform their workflow and to secure their sensitive documents. Let's welcome Aaron, please.
Thank you, Ying, for the introduction. I hope you guys are still here. I would just like to get to the important part now on how Netrust can enable your business application to sign with SingPass. So maybe just let me give you a little bit of background on who Netrust is, what we do. So we have been in the cybersecurity business for the past 23 years. We have a regional presence, so we not only have an office in Singapore, we have an office in Philippines as well, and we have projects that span across Asia and even further across the world. So who is Netrust? Basically, we are Asia's first public certificate authority, and we are also Singapore's, at the moment, only accredited certificate authority. So as a certificate authority, we also have our certificates trusted in the Adobe approved trust list. What this means is that if you use a certificate issued by Netrust to sign on a PDF document, it will automatically be trusted when you open it on Adobe. Netrust is also in the Microsoft Trusted Root program. So what this means also is that if you sign a document using a Netrust certificate, it will be trusted on any Microsoft softwares. So as a certificate authority, Netrust, we provide online identification and also security infrastructure to enable secure electronic transactions. And this is used not only for individuals, for businesses, as well as for government organizations. So we issue digital certificates which are used for a variety of applications. And this can be used for not only digital signing, can be used for secure email, file encryption, VPN authentication, web portal login, and many other use cases. So over the years, not only as a certificate authority, we have expanded our portfolio to cover other areas or other verticals in the cybersecurity space. So the first vertical on crypto and identity security, that's where our certificate authority is, where we issue digital certificates. We also carry solutions that help with the life cycle management of these certificates. We are also in the infrastructure security space, where we provide solutions not only for the traditional firewalls, endpoint protections, but we have also expanded to include solutions that help with vulnerability management, as well as external threat intelligence. We have also moved into the application security space, carrying solutions that help with static code or source code scanning. And we also have tools that help to train developers to code securely. So we have also gone into the cyber vigilance space, providing IT consultancy, vulnerability assessment, pen testing, and cybersecurity training. And the key thing about NetTrust is that we also provide this strong training, support, and maintenance, where we have a frontline customer service team that responds to our customers, and we also have a local technical support team that supports our customers. So now let me move on to digital signatures. You may be wondering, where can digital signatures be used? Well, in my opinion, I would think digital signatures are industry agnostic. Any industry would require digital signatures. And digital signatures can be used, I would say, mainly for two different types of use cases. One of them is as a source of truth. For example, a university may issue an academic certificate to a graduate, and they want to ensure that this certificate is authentic. And that's where digital signatures can come in to ensure that this certificate is authentic when it's being issued out. Another one is for legal documents, for example, for contracts or even for loan applications where you require a signature. Digital signatures can be used for such applications. So one of the challenges or some of the challenges that people face without the use of digital signature or with physical signatures, firstly is the inaccessibility of it. Especially with the recent COVID situation, with remote working, people are unable to physically come down to the branch office in a bank, for example, to sign documents. And that creates a lot of friction in obtaining physical signatures. Another challenge is the reduction in productivity, where actually there's a lot of time and effort that's spent on printing, on routing, on filing, and even retrieving of all these physical documents. And a lot of money and resources are actually spent in such things. For example, the storage of these documents require real estate space, and even the cost, there's also costs in printing, in copying, in packaging, and shipping these documents for digital signatures. For physical signatures. And of course, lastly, there's a lack of security for these physical documents because individuals can alter or make copies of these documents and avoid detection. So digital signature aims to actually overcome all these challenges. So before I go into this, let me explain to you a bit on what is a digital signature. So a digital signature is actually a type of electronic signature that is based on this thing called public key infrastructure standards. So put it simply, it's actually the highest level of security that you can have with a signature, where it ensures the signature and the signer's identity are verified, authentic, and legitimate. So there's a saying that goes, all digital signatures are electronic, but not all electronic signatures are digital. So some of you may be wondering what's the difference between electronic and digital signatures. Ming Wei covered a little bit on that earlier. I'll just go a little bit more in depth into what are some of the differences between digital signatures and electronic signatures. So the first key difference I would say is the high standards that digital signatures have. So digital signatures follow these public key infrastructure standards, where there are standards for signature creation and there are standards for signature verification. So these standards are there and have been adopted worldwide. Whereas for electronic signature, there's really no standard. I can just take a scan image of a signature and just paste it on a document, and that is considered an electronic signature. With digital signatures, there's also enhanced security. When the content of a document is changed just a little bit, when we verify the signature, we're actually able to tell that the document has been tampered. And that gives the enhanced security there is when a digital signature is being used. Another thing about digital signatures is that the signer's identity can be verified. With electronic signature, we can't really identify who the signer was at that point in time. With digital signatures also, there is a clear audit trail innately within digital signatures itself, but in electronic signatures, it doesn't come innately with any audit trail. And another key difference is that digital signatures provide this legal validity. Meaning we also covered it earlier. There's this concept called legal presumption, which digital signature that is used by a certificate authority, that by an accredited certificate authority, provides legal presumption in our Singapore Court of Law. Whereas for electronic signatures, I would say that the legal validity is kind of questionable. So to understand how why digital signatures are so powerful, for lack of word, you need to understand a little bit of how digital signatures work. This may be a little bit technical. I'll try to cover it as simple and as light as possible. So bear with me for a little bit. So in this use case, we have Alice, who wants to sign a document. When she applies a digital signature, the first thing that is actually created from the document is this thing called a hash. To put it simply, a hash is just a fingerprint of the document. When the document is being changed just a little bit, I may remove a full stop from the document, the hash changes dramatically. So this helps to ensure that the document is the same document. After a hash is created, Alice will use her private key. Typically for NetTrust, we store this private key in a USB crypto token. And she uses her private key to encrypt this fingerprint to create a digital signature. This digital signature is then embedded in the document to create a digitally signed document. So then this digitally signed document can be sent to the recipient. So to put it simply, high level wise, this is how digital signatures work. So then how do we verify the digital signature? So Charlie in this case is the recipient of the signed document from Alice. When Charlie wants to verify the digital signature, the first thing that needs to be done is that the document that Charlie has is being hashed in the same way to create that document fingerprint. The digital signature that's embedded in the document is then decrypted using Alice's public key, which is another key that when it's used to decrypt the digital signature, it will obtain the original document fingerprint that was used by Alice to create the digital signature. And when these two document fingerprints are compared, if the hash value matches, it just means to say that this document that Charlie is looking at is exactly the same document that Alice signed on. So this ensures the integrity of the document. So then how do we identify, or how do we verify the signer's identity? That's where Alice's public key comes in. With Alice's public key, there is typically a certificate that is binded to the public key. And this certificate is like the identity, which contains Alice's name, could be the NRIC, and some other unique identifiable details to say that this public key belongs to Alice. And this certificate is signed then by a trusted CA, which could be NetTrust, to verify that this is indeed Alice's public key. And that's how we can identify the signer's identity. So I hope this was not too technical for you guys, but to put it simply, this is how digital signatures are created and verified. So how does NetTrust actually verify our customer's identity? I think in very much like how ICA verifies an identity before they issue a passport, we do the same, where we actually do a face-to-face verification, as well as checking their physical identities, government-issued identities, and we convert this identity into a digital identity and is stored in a USB crypto token. This is to secure the private key of the individual. Now, I'll just like to show you a very simple demo on how you can use a NetTrust digital certificate in a USB token to immediately digitally sign on any document. So let me just show you a sample document. I have a sample document here, which is a strategic partnership agreement. It's a sample document, and I'm using Adobe Reader, which is freely available. So right now I have my NetTrust certificate in my USB crypto token inserted in my computer. I will need to input my signature at this portion in the document. With Adobe Reader, I'll just go to More Tools. I select Certificates, and I click on Digitally Sign. Adobe will then prompt me to draw where I want my signature to be located. And I'm choosing it at this location. And then I select my certificate. So this is my certificate that I've just inserted in my computer. So with Adobe, there is standard text that you can use for the digital signature appearance. For me, I typically use a scanned image of my signature just to make it look like it's a signature. And I click Sign. Now it will prompt me to save the document. And this is where it prompts me to key in the password to my token. And when I key in my password, I'm actually unlocking my private key to sign on the document itself. And Adobe will do everything else, all that hash creation, all that encryption, it's all done by Adobe. And my digital signature is then created on the document. You can see that the signature panel has appeared on the top, and you see this green tick. So this green tick will automatically appear as long as you're using a NetTrust certificate because we are an Adobe approved trust list. And from there, you can see the signature details. You can see it's signed by me. And if I go into detail, you can see that the source of trust is obtained from Adobe approved trust list. And this is a signature that's done by me. You can also see the signature time, which is part of the audit trail that there is in a digital signature. So that's all it is. That's all it takes to input a digital signature on a document. Okay, let me now move on to one of our in-house product, nSign, and its integration with Sign with SingPass, and how this can help your business application to enable digital signing. So in NetTrust, we actually have a variety of digital signing solutions. Earlier, I talked about our document signing certificate, which I used in a demo earlier. That's just one of our basic ways to do digital signing. For more advanced ways of doing digital signing, for integration with business applications, for automation, that's where nSign comes in. So nSign, I'll explain a bit more later. We have 4 different modules. One is NDI, one is mobile, you have desktop and online. And we also have other signing solutions, which I'll cover a little bit more later on. So with nSign, the purpose of nSign is to enable digital signing capabilities on your business application to streamline the whole document signing process. So nSign can help you to eliminate the need of sending files for manual signatures. It helps with verifying the authenticity of signers and prevents the file from being tampered. And it also provides visibility of the whole document handling process because the entire workflow is managed by your business application. So let me explain a little bit on how nSign works. The first step of how nSign is being used by a business application, in this case, a business application could be your web portal, or it could be an application that you open up for your internal or external users to use. So when a signing request is triggered, the business application would send a call to nSign with the document that they require to sign. nSign will then route this document to one of the 4 modules that we have to obtain a digital signature. So nSign Online that you see there is basically a way for you to do server-side signing or automated signing of documents. And these are typically certificates that are issued to an organization to sign on document for that source of truth. We also have nSign Desktop, which is actually linked to our token-based certificates to enable users to sign on documents using the USB crypto token. nSign is also integrated with SingPass to enable users to sign using their SingPass certificate. In this case, they're using a certificate from SingPass instead of NetTrust certificates. And lastly is nSign Mobile, where we actually enable users to sign using certificates in their mobile device. So after nSign has routed this document to one of these various modules to sign, we will actually do the document signing, embed a digital signature in the document, and then return this signed document back to the business application. Quite that simply. Now, specifically with Sign with SingPass, or we call it nSign NDI, the typical signing flow will start with Alice, in this case, a signer. She would trigger a signing request on the business application. So she could be accessing maybe a bank website, a bank portal. She logs in and she wants to apply for a loan. She triggers a signing request on the business application itself. So with Alice being the signer, she only interacts with your business application and she doesn't interact with nSign. The business application will then send that signing request to nSign NDI, and NDI will route this request to NCA, National CA, to fetch this QR code, which you saw in the slides earlier by Mingwei, and we return this QR code to the business application to be displayed to the signer Alice, which Alice will then scan using her SingPass mobile app to authorize the signing. After which nSign would do the digital signature on the PDF document and return this digitally signed document to the business application, which Alice can then download from the business application itself. This is typically how a signature would look like, using nSign NDI to sign on the document. The signature appearance is like that. And one of the things with NCA, because they're not in the Adobe Approved Trust list, there's actually one additional step that is required by Alice, is to trust the certificate of National CA. This will change the yellow exclamation mark into a green tick on Adobe. And then you will see the green tick in the banner, something like that in the image. Now I'll just show you a very quick demo of how nSign can be integrated with a business application and how the user experience will be for someone who is accessing this. So in the first part of the demo, actually, I'm showing you the SingPass sign capability, which is one of the products that Mingwei mentioned, where you can actually log into an application using your SingPass. NetTrust, we also provide SingPass authentication modules to enable business applications to integrate easily and quickly with SingPass login, MyInfo, and Verify. We have been supporting government agencies for the past many years, and now we have also likewise support private companies who wants to integrate with SingPass. So the first part of the demo is a user logging into the application using SingPass, and the second part of the demo will be a user applying for a loan and signing on this loan application form using nSign NDI. So this business application is a mock-up demo webpage called NetTrust Demo Bank to simulate a bank website. So let me just carry on with the video. So the first part of the video is where a user would scan the QR code using the SingPass mobile app that you can see on the right-hand side. They will authenticate themselves on the SingPass mobile app, and the application logs them into the application itself. So now it's simulating a user applying for a loan. So there are some fields to be filled up, which will then generate the PDF document. So this document is then shown to the user for the user to verify this document before clicking sign. So at this point in time, when the user clicks on the sign button, this is where the business application itself sends that signing request to nSign. So as mentioned earlier, the first step is where the QR code is being returned to the business application and displayed to the user. The user will then scan this QR code using the SingPass mobile app, authenticate himself on the SingPass mobile app, and the signing is completed. nSign will then return the signed document back to the business application, which the user can download for his own keeping. And this is an example of how a signed document will be after it's digitally signed using SingPass. Yeah. So I also like to explain that NetTrust, we've also launched this thing I'll call an experience center for users like yourself to really just test out signing using SingPass. We have it on this website, nel.nettrust.net. You can access it at any time. It's free. You can just go there and test out really just using your SingPass to sign. So it's not imagination, it's real, and you can test it out yourself over there. So I'll then cover a little bit on our other digital signing solutions. So one of the other things that I mentioned was nSign Hub. So nSign Hub, how it's different from nSign itself is that for those customers without a business application, they don't have their own workflow. That's where nSign Hub comes in. With nSign Hub, you can create your own signing workflow on the platform itself, and this platform will route the documents to the various parties for signature. Now, nSign Hub does both electronic signatures, which will be accompanied by a workflow evidence report, as well as digital signatures using NetTrust certificates. And the last product that I'll talk about, this is a little bit different from the other products. This is also one of our other in-house product called nSeal. What nSeal aims to achieve is to ensure the integrity of physical documents. So one thing about digital signatures is that it works perfectly well with an electronic document. But once you print out the electronic document, the digital signature is gone. There's no way for you to verify a digital signature on a physical document. And in this case, that's where nSeal comes in. We actually take the digital signature and put it into a QR code to be displayed on the document so that the physical document can be verified in this physical form. I'll just like to show you this sample document. You guys can just whip out your phones and scan this QR code. This is a sample university certificate with NCU QR code being embedded in the certificate. So imagine if you want to verify this physical document, all you need to do is just scan this QR code, and immediately it will show you on your phone that this digital signature has been verified, and you will actually display back the document to you, where the key sensitive data which are being encrypted in the QR code is displayed back to you. So that could be, for example, the Bachelor of Engineering, the John Doe, who the certificate is issued to, and the date. And if you're wondering what's behind this NCU QR code, very simply, there is a validation URL which actually points you to our NCU validation server. This NCU validation server would do the digital signature verification. It also contains some document data where we have the unique or important data that's being encrypted and stored in this QR code. And the digital signature is also put in this QR code, which will actually be verified by our validation servers. And that's all I have. You've made it to the end of the presentation. I hope you guys are still alert. I'd just like to thank you for listening. I have my email address over here. If you have any questions specifically on NetTrust in general, you can contact me, or you can scan this QR code here to contact our sales team. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Back to you, Ini.
All right, thank you, Aaron. So in the next segment, we will be giving out 50 sets of $5 Grab vouchers to the first 50 respondents to our poll. So everyone get ready. I'll be starting the poll in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. First question, how often does your company sign a document? Yes, I see the entries coming in very fast and furious. So we'll be waiting for it to exceed 50. Okay, thank you so much. I'll just leave this on for a little while more so that everyone can also share your insights with all of us. Okay, all is not lost because we have our second question as well. Okay, thank you everyone. I see the answers have stopped coming in. Second question. Are you ready? Starting on a count of 3. 3, 2, 1. The second question is whether you would like to receive a free digital signature trial. Okay, again, everyone is very fast. We're just waiting for the rest of the entries to come in. Okay. I see most of us have already voted. Thank you so much for your participation. If you're one of the lucky 50, we will be contacting you to distribute the vouchers. So meanwhile, to all, if you have any other questions, please type it in the Q&A box and we will have Dutch to moderate the Q&A session. Okay? So over to you, Dutch.
Hi, thank you, Ying. I think it's back to my turn again. I think it's great for sharing session by these Ming Wei from Govtech and Aaron's from NetTrust. I believe there are some burning questions, right, from the audience. We like to have asked both Govtech and NetTrust in regards to these digital signing. And let's go through this box. And I do urge that just now, this Netrust, Aaron was sharing that, if any business application that you need to sign a lot of signature, I think it's good that you go through their trial website. And then I think it takes only about 2 to 3 minutes to set it up, right, Aaron? Yeah, I think this is a good trial to use it. So, okay, let's go through the questions. I got lots of audience today. And, Salome and Shirley, I think I can collapse this information. In regards to DocuSign, okay? Is DocuSign signature is authentic and is recognized as legally?
Maybe I should take this question since I was talking about legalities. So as what I mentioned earlier, there are two, what the terms I used, right, was a secure electronic signature and electronic signature. The ETA itself, right, supports or makes it legal for you to sign either a electronic or a secure electronic signature. And in the case of what constitutes a secure electronic signature, right, is the process, is the certificate, is more of the processes and the technology surrounding it. There are many different types of requirements for it to be secure electronic signature. The one I mentioned is just a few of them. In general, the technicalities as well, it needs to be somehow able to detect changes and stuff like that. So it's quite a long answer to answer, but what DocuSign and what other solution providers provide a normal signature, it's not illegal, it's not say not valid, it's still valid, but it is always the presumption of authenticity. So the keyword is presumption. So it is authentic, but you need to prove it. So if you use secure electronic signatures, right, you get the presumption that it is authentic. I think that's a key difference. Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Mingwei, for sharing your answer. I just have a recall, right? Every week I need to sign quite a number of documents, and then I do realize that I scan this signature copy held by my secretary, and normally you just print out a document and then it just paste on top, scan it, and then just send it over. I believe such tools really can help a lot. I mean, to verify it and to prove it, right? Okay. Next question for SF4, right? You mentioned about where this Ensign Hub being hosted. Where is this thing being hosted?
Okay, I'll take that question. So Ensign Hub, we are planning to host it in Singapore. So I believe there's some with geolocation constraints. That's where Ensign Hub, when you host it in Singapore, then you have the Singapore jurisdiction and the geolocation.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. Oh, this is a very business question. Definitely, I will ask the same thing, right? Hey, how much does it cost? For digital signing, is it by document, by year, by user? Soloni, I think you asked these very valid questions. I think it's good so that they could understand that by implementing such solutions, what does it take to me and what costs it take. And by adding on, I just want to adding on a little bit, how long it takes to do this implementation.
Okay, I'll probably take the first part. I believe, Mingwei, you have a second part to take. So in terms of the costing, because there are a variety of solutions, I'll just cover the simple ones. For NetTrust certificate, it's actually annual costing. And for our other solutions, it's a license base. So if you want to know more about the costing, please contact us at sales@netrust.net, or you can contact me at my email address. With regards to how long it takes to implement this, if you're talking about an integration, a tight integration with your business application, typically this will take about 1 to 3 months, depends on how fast the integration takes place.
1 to 3 months, right?
Yeah.
For organization, for enterprise to integrate the Ensign solution.
That's right.
Okay. And just now, you have do a very good demo, right? And more on the PDF, right? Do you support like Word document, Microsoft Words, or other type of Word document that can use your solution?
So our Ensign product supports all types of documents, but Mingwei, allow me to answer for you. For Sign with SingPass at the moment, they only support PDF documents.
Yes, correct. So yeah, to add on to that, Aaron is totally right. So I think a little bit of confusion over here is that Sign with SingPass is just a signature. right? While we try to provide this signature, we also depend a lot on people like Netrust to provide the solution. And as part of our roadmap to make it more portable, right, we decided to go ahead with PDF first. Of course, there might be possibilities of going down the road of Microsoft, but we are looking at the industry first, and we very closely following certain country standards as well, so that we can in the future interoperate with that. Yeah.
Thank you, Wai-Ming.
Sorry, yeah. So I remember there's one question about cost. So
Yeah.
to quickly answer the cost question, right? So for SingPass, right, is a public good. So the signer should never be required to pay for the credentials. The signer should never be required to pay for the signing. The only difference is I believe most of you, the participants are business users. So as of now, we don't intend to charge, or we will follow something similar to MyInfo's freemium model. It means it's free. So moving forward, there might be changes, but as of now, it will be a freemium. Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Govtech, for that. I think it's free. I would say that, but just struck my head, right, on what this meant. If let's say I'm not a non-Singapore resident, and I don't carry any SingPass, I'm not Singaporean, or I don't have EPS pass or dependent pass, that I couldn't have SingPass, right? So how are you going to overcome this problem that people or those that want to use SingPass to sign?
Okay, maybe I should take this in a very more jovial way, because incidentally, if you notice, Netrust is also a CA. But okay, of course, they also provide secure electronic signatures. I mean, the difference is it's not that we are not here. We are not, in a way, we are interoperable with them. So you can sign with SingPass, Netrust, or either or. You can stack the signatures. They both works. They are both secure electronic signatures as per ETA. So to answer the question quickly as well, we are also looking into providing foreigners with SingPass. Okay, it's pretty much work in progress. As you have, some people may have noticed, we have started extending SingPass to more and more users out there. Okay, there's always some teething problems with getting people onboarding and ensuring the assurance. So SingPass, I think the value proposition is always about assurance. About when you see the signature, you know that this is really Mingwei, right? Rather than compared to a private self-signed cert. So, in terms of that, we are definitely working towards expanding the user base. And I'm proud to say that at the moment, SingPass itself has more than 2 million users, and it's really increasing on a quite exponential rate.
Okay.
I'd just like to add on to that question. So with our product Ensign, because we support, I mentioned there are 4 different modules. So you may have users that want to sign with SingPass, and they can use Ensign to do that. And you may have users that do not have SingPass at the moment. That's where you can use a NetTrust certificate. We are also an accredited CA to sign on those documents using Ensign as well. So Ensign, the beauty of it is that we support both SingPass as well as NetTrust certificates.
Thank you, Netrust. I think you have a widespread of solution that can cater different needs. I think this is very good. And another one of these question we're asking, right? I know there's certificate, like your halal certificate, your degree, or your whatever, right? I think you just show your John Doe. Whether want to verify such authenticity of such physical certificate, right? One of the question we'll ask, right? Is it this NCO, right? To verify a search, right? How do we know that our phone is direct to the genuine website?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. You probably have to be technical to understand this. So you're right in saying that the URL in the QR code can actually be spoofed to point you to another website. And that's where we actually also provide software development kits to create your own mobile application. And in that case, you actually verify the QR code using the mobile app instead of pointing you to URL. So for more secure or higher sensitive documents, you can actually use this offline method where it actually doesn't point you to a URL, and you can validate the document or the QR code using a mobile app offline.
Okay. But Aaron, another question from Teck Cheong. Okay. For verified user, is a thumb drive is always required? Okay. Hold on. Example that everyone start carrying thumb drive instead of physical token. The one the bank that used to provide.
Okay, I think there might be a confusion in because I used the word token.
Yes.
The tokens that bank provides, those are we call it OTP or one-time password tokens. It's different from the USB cryptographic token, which we provide. So the purpose of the USB cryptographic token is actually to secure your private key within the device. So it actually prevents your private key from being exported or tampered with. So it actually protects your private key, which you are using to sign. So that's the purpose of a USB cryptographic token, which is different from the bank tokens that are more for one-time passwords.
Okay, Aaron, thanks. Okay, I believe just now you showed a demo regarding after you sign a PDF document, right? And they automatically will point to your own drive to save the signed document. Am I right? Yeah. So this I think answer in Teck Siong. Yes. Teck Siong is correct. Another copy will be saved in your drive or your cloud if you want to. Okay.
Yes, that would be the digitally signed copy. Yeah.
Okay, Nick from Matthew Pang. Okay, currently ETA has some exemption in terms of contracts that allow electronic signature, will and contracts related to transfer of multiple property. How do we foresee changes in the law will be made?
So maybe I should take this. Okay. So for the ETA, it's not a secret. If it's OSA, probably can't say much. But in terms of industry consultation, there has been a few rounds. The government is definitely thinking of removing certain clauses, certain exception clauses from the ETA, so that we can enable more services to be available to be digitalized. So you do look forward to that. I think they will see a game changer here in the way things are being handled in Singapore.
Good. Thank you, Ming Wei. I do have some question that it's just when you're doing all this, right? Just taking along in my mind share. In today, right? What are mainly the use cases, right? People are using Ensign or together with SingPass. One of the major use cases. Maybe it's good to share with our audience.
Do you want me to take this, Aaron, or you take?
You can go first. Right?
Okay, you add on. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So in short, right, we see the signatures, especially signed with SingPass. I won't want to comment on other products from Ensign, but signed with SingPass in general, we're looking at things or contracts or even documents that or any agreements, right, that deals with high risk, high value, things that always gets trouble in the courts, right? These are use cases that is very useful to use signed with SingPass. Also, as well as trade documents, hopefully in the future, if that happens, we'll also be able to use. So definitely, Govtech is working with other regulators, as I would say, government regulators, to get this done. So we are, as I mentioned earlier, we're looking at financial, mortgage, real estate, and as well as legal sector to be the first shoe to go out with this.
Just to add on a bit to the answer. So actually, digital signatures are not a new thing. Netrust has been supporting digital signatures for quite a long time already. SLA, which is one of the examples Nimei talked about, they're actually one of our customers using Ensign, initially using Netrust digital certificates. And these are actually for lawyers to sign on documents. And now they are translating them to enable using SingPass as well to sign. So we also have most of our applications are more government to business related, where the security of the document or of the signature is required for that matter.
Yep. Good answer. And maybe one for Aaron, right? Is that you mentioned about these. I know Netrust is a key pillar, right, of Singapore that issue digital certificates. How is a new renewal of certificate? What is the fee like? And is it like the validity is 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years? Is it there's a choice for the customer to choose?
Right. So typically the digital certificates that we issue to individuals are valid by default for 3 years. But we don't charge for the whole 3 years. We actually charge an annual subscription rate. So you pay a subscription year by year. And at the end, when your certificate, your physical certificate is expiring, we actually have software that you can install to automatically renew your certificate, so you don't have to go through the hassle of physically coming down the NetTrust again to renew your certificate.
Okay. Another very maybe common questions I want to ask, right? If let's say today I'm going to use SingPass happily, scan and then I sign it, right? Wrong, I need to amend it, or something is wrong in the document. What should I do? I think it's very difficult. After you sign, wow, extra 0 there to approve, wow, this is critical, right? So I've been signed or I've been sent. So what should I do?
Aaron, you want to take this? If not, you are the industry expert.
The typical way is to re-sign a document. In the same way, when you physically sign on the document and you want to change it, you just re-sign the document.
Yeah, maybe I add on a bit also. So yes, you're right. Once you sign it, it's a kind of a sign. So unlike a physical setting where you have the ability to tear the paper apart, right? Digital signatures in a way needs to be superseded. So you could re-sign a new copy with a lesser 0, right? And because of the time element was inside the signature itself, it shows that this was done actually as a correction. And as per ETA, right? As long as you assign something, right? It's actually one of the clauses in ETA. As long as you assign something and you find that, oh, I signed it by mistake, right? As long as you inform all the relevant parties that you assigned wrongly before the damages occurred, it's still okay to do so. So there is a particular clause in that you can, and interested parties can go and search.
Okay, re-sign it, okay?
Yes.
Re-sign is the only way. Okay, just for this, the business process that I have, right? Normally, we have a certain amount of payment need to be made. I need to do some signing, and there's normally we have 2 to 3 signature in the organization to approve a certain track or approve a transaction. How to identify which signature is true or false if there are more than 2 signatures being signed on the document? Is it using a similar approach, like signing one document, or I have 3 let's say I got 3 signatures in one document. I think it's very common to get it approved, right? And how can I identify which signature is which signature, and how to check?
I'm not sure if I understand your question correctly. Maybe you can elaborate a bit more. Where is the element of confusion here that you need to check? Is it the person is not who he is, or is it that which version of the document is correct? So yeah, where's the?
Oh no, my question is that whether the signature is true or false. Okay, if there's 2 signatures to be signed on the document.
From the same person?
Yeah, no, from a different person.
Oh, okay. So let's say if you're using a digital signature per se, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong. So if you're using a digital signature per se and you're using sign using SingPass, right, you will be able to verify the person's digital certificate in that document. So you can double click and open, as per PDF, even if Word itself, you can double click and open up and see the digital credential. And from there, you can see that it's issued by our government. So you have the assurance that this signature is indeed a real signature. So there will be actually within the PDF reader, within the Microsoft Word, there are some invisible operations that happens in the background that does the validation of the document together with the signature and also checks for the validity of the cert. So that provides the, of course, if your reader is not hacked, that provides the validation.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Good. Okay, I have another question from the audience, right? John Tan, at the point of signing my document, the certificate is valid, but after 2 years, very good question, and the certificate no longer valid or expired. That make that the document that was signed 2 years back, is it still valid?
Okay, I'll take that. So that's a very good question. So the thing about digital signature is that at the point in time of signing, you have the certificate, the certificate details, as well as the time of signing that is embedded in the digital signature. So if 2 years later your certificate is not valid, expired, and you want to validate the document, all the evidence required to validate a digital signature is on the document itself. So you actually have the timestamp when the document was signed, you have the certificate details, and from there you can validate or at that point in time where the document was signed, that certificate was valid, and therefore this digital signature is valid. And that's one of the things that we call long-term validation, so that even after your certificate is expired, the digital signature is still valid.
Okay, John, is valid, no worries. Okay, any more questions? We have a lot of audience today, and I'm still waiting for, okay, I have questions coming in, okay? Are you ready? Sok Sing, Tan Sok Sing. After certificate expired, will the content be verified for integrity?
So maybe I take this since Aaron took the earlier one. So once the certificate expires, right? Actually, maybe sound a bit long-winded, but in the past when digital signatures was first introduced, right? They don't have this long-term archival standard, and hence when the cert expires, the signature really expires. So that's why we when we're doing research into this particular digital signatures, we enforce and we require all signing vendors or solutions to do the long-term archival. So to answer that question again, will the contents be verified after its for its integrity? It will definitely be, because the same operation occurs when you open up the old file, even though the cert expired. The same cert will be used to then do the reverse engineering to return back the document hash for comparison. And that whole thing still stays at this. So people will make, I mean, I'm not sure if this will be the next question, but just preempting ahead. So when people, technology does get hacked, and for example, security cryptographic algorithms, they do get so-called obsolete, right, with quantum computing and stuff like that. So how then we protect this particular algorithm is that you can sign over it again. So it becomes a protection mechanism over the not so secure elements within the file. So for digital signatures, okay, of course it won't be doing so often because it takes a while for algorithms to be hacked or to be compromised. So you may need to do a mini tech refresh to sign over the documents to protect the contents of the document. I hope that answers.
Thank you, Ming-Wai, for the answer. From Julie Lim, maybe I look at this question, a lot of short name. Will NCSS help the SSA to come on board for this?
I think NCSS stands for the National Council of Social Services and SSA stands for Social Service Agencies. I'm not sure if Govtech will be in a good position to answer this.
Yeah.
Okay, if actually anything works, to be frank, with more adoption, I'll be more than happy to onboard anybody who wants to use SingPass. Like what Aaron mentioned earlier, digital signatures can be used anywhere. It can be used not even though you don't really need to fight law cases, lawsuits. Even if it's for data integrity, we welcome anybody to use Sign with SingPass. So as NCSS, Judy, thank you. We will be happy to work with you, or Netrust will definitely be happy to work with you.
Okay, so Judy, Govtech is open for discuss. Okay, so this Jessica Kwan, I think you come back again for a question. May I verify the signature can be created FOC for those with SingPass account? But the cost is to create document with the digital signature field.
Okay, so I answered the FOC part. So the cost you can look for Aaron, he may give you FOC as well. But yes, so signatures, yes, we created FOC. Okay, there one very interesting point, or rather one key point I want most of you to take away with is that your customers, your users should never be asked to pay to sign. That should never be the case, or else nobody will sign. Okay, but however, in the current industry, it will always be the initiator that starts the initiation of this document that pays for the signing. So SingPass itself, we are offering it free for, doesn't matter if it's users or it's agencies or it's businesses, it's a freemium now. So for the second part, which is if the cost is to create documents and the signature field, then it will really depend on who you're working with on this. Yeah. So Aaron?
Yep. Anything about cost, please reach out to us, because we do have a variety of options. Ensign is not the only one. just reach out to us and we will help to resolve any concerns that you have.
Yep, Jessica, and then I think yeah, you can get discuss with Netrust. Everyone is here. I think you have post your contact information. You can carry on to contact directly as well. So okay, I don't have any question right now. I just want to hold it for about 30 seconds. Please post your questions. Audience. Maybe I have a question for you, Ying.
Yes.
About the Grab voucher, those who are in the first 50s, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to pass it to them?
So we will be reaching out to them if they are within the top 50 for the both of the poll questions. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Ying.
Yeah, no problem.
Questions coming in, you see, after 30 seconds. If I treat the e-signature as a SaaS service as a service, how do we do offboarding when we stop it? How to get the data back?
Aaron, you want to share? You want to take this?
Yeah. So with electronic signatures, those SaaS solutions, if you are offboarding it, one of the ways is to download all the documents that have been signed from the platform, as well as download all the workflow evidence report from the platform for your own keeping. So these can be downloaded for your own keeping.
Okay. Teck Siong, so data can be downloaded for your safekeeping. Answer live. Okay, we have answered about 23 questions, and we still open for any. Now it's 3:50. So anyone?
Okay, I guess it's fine. We can always share the contact details of the panelists, and we will help to direct any further questions to them.
Maybe can I take the last one? I think Teck Siong is eagerly
Okay, sure.
questions. Yeah, how about data purging at your end? Is it any data that still reside on your side?
Okay, so I'll answer that question. So there are two different products that we have. One is Ensign. Ensign itself, we work as a signing module. So we actually purge the data every day, but this purging can be configurable to however you want it. We actually return a signed document back to you and we purge it, so we let the business application keep it. The other product, which I think you may be talking about, the SaaS product, which is Ensign Hub. The data is actually stored in Ensign Hub, but it can also be configured to purge the data if required.
So just to add on one more point, Sign with SingPass does not handle any document, or rather the API solution itself only handles document hash. So there will be no document per se on our side, but we do keep track of the document hash, at least from a troubleshooting perspective, if there's need to troubleshoot. Yeah.
Yep, thank you for the answer, both. And then no data is reside, you can choose to purge. And now again, that thank you everyone, and it's important that to understand the digital signature and electronic signature, and it's good that Ensign have this Netrust has provided this platform for you to test it out. I think take this opportunity. This only take for a few minutes to set it up and to try it on. Definitely, it will save a lot of operation costs and the whole process and time. Okay, so thank you everyone, and then I'll pass it back to Ying.
Thank you panelists, thank you Dutch. Okay, so thanks everyone for joining us today. Hope the session has been really useful for you, and we will be contacting the winners for the Grab vouchers directly. So here's sharing the upcoming events that SGTech has prepared for you. We have another session with Govtech on being agile with government. So this session is only open to SGTech members. If you're interested to join SGTech or this session, you can also reach out to us directly. We have one e-business mission coming up for ASEAN market. So this is something very special that we have curated for members and non-members, as long as you serve the healthcare industry. So it can be tech solutions that are not directly health tech, but you are able to serve the healthcare industry. You are welcome to join us. So you can reach out to us. We will discuss with you how we can help you. All right. And lastly, we have a China business matching for the artificial intelligence in sector. So if you are in this area and you are interested to be matched with companies from China, feel free to join our event as well. Lastly, we'll also be collating feedbacks for this session. So if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions to us, please scan this QR code and share your feedback with us. So I'll be leaving this on for the next 5 minutes for you to complete the survey. If you missed the previous links, I will also be including them in the post-webinar email that you'll be receiving. All right. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And once again, thank you, Dutch, thank you, Mingwei and Aaron. And thank you, Govtech and Netrust for co-organizing this event with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ying.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, everyone.